You're watching ABC4 News.
Welcome back and thanks so much for staying with us. Today we're talking about knowledge of child development. So joining us right now is Jocelyn De La Rosa, the Executive Director of Family Support Centers here in Salt Lake City. You see her every single week, but we also have Michaela Kelso, the Community Engagement Manager. So ladies, thanks so much for joining us today on this pretty important topic. Let's start, Michaela, on exactly what is knowledge of child development. Let's start there and then we'll continue the conversation from that point.
Yeah, so knowledge of parenting and child development is one of the 5 protective factors. So if we remember those are what help protect families and help them prepare for all the obstacles that life throws their way. And so knowledge of parenting and child development is what it sounds like, basically knowing what's happening with your kids at the various ages and stages of their life, and being prepared for each of those that come. And also, some parts of it are innate, other parts of it are learned. So nobody tells us to rock and bounce at the same time with our infants. We just know how to do that. And parts of it we learn through our own experiences, watching other people parent, or through education, whether it's like in school or taking a parent education class in the community.
Okay, I love that you point that out because I do, people when they have their first child are all nervous. There's no book, we don't know what to do. But when you become a parent, some of it kind of does just arrive. So let's talk about why it's important to have this knowledge and this information, and it's important to get help if you need help.
Yeah, because we all do sometimes. So having the knowledge of where our children are at the various ages and stages of their life helps us better be prepared for those times. It also helps us to not feel so alone. So when our 2-year-old is acting like a 2-year-old, we might, instead of feeling so frustrated, overwhelmed, and crying, we might realize, oh, this is happening to all the other 2-year-olds
And
too.
really, it's a blessing because you are where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Whether you do it or not, it's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so having that knowledge helps us to better be able to support our children through those ages and stages. It also helps us to better be able to cope and to support them through not only their physical and intellectual development, but also their social and emotional development.
And what do you do if you're not meeting those milestones and you're not meeting those developmental steps?
Yeah, every kid is different, so that's important, that we know that just because your first child did something at this age doesn't mean your second will. But knowing those typical ages and stages really help us to see when things are off track. And there's a lot of supportive services in the community, a lot of intervention services that are there to help during those various times.
I know my oldest was a little behind on things and we got into early intervention and it just really made all the difference. So Jocelyn, talk about if people are just a little overwhelmed thinking, okay, I don't know these things, I need some help. You guys do offer a lot of resources in that area.
Yeah, we offer parenting courses, so you can find them at familysupportcenter.org or utahfamilies.org. We have in-person parenting classes and then we have online parenting classes. And our hope is that even if you are in rural areas of Utah or you might not have the time to drive to a parenting class, that you can take it and it's accessible to everyone. And not only for like the knowledge piece of the parenting course, but it's also good to just be around other parents and then have that support that, you can kind of vent and talk about what's going on in your child's life and get advice from other parents. So it's a peer-to-peer support also.
Yeah, so much knowledge, so much support, such a fantastic thing. Remind us about the website and where we go to get more information.
Familysupportcenter.org and utahfamilies.org.
Okay, ladies, thank you so much. A very important topic. Again, we're so grateful to have you here today. Okay, so that information there on your screen. Kaylon, over to you.